This is the BLUETTI Solar Generator AC70, and what you see here is a pretty compact, modern-looking portable power station. I still remember the first time I took it out of the box. My expectation was something really heavy and bulky, but to my surprise, it came out of the package looking surprisingly slick. It's got this solid black ABS plastic casing that feels high quality and durable. The corners are smooth, and everything is well fitted, which is always nice for something you might haul around outside. The built-in handle sits flush on top and feels super sturdy, not flimsy like some other models I've tried. It definitely looks ready for road trips or backup power emergencies at home. Talking about appearance, the BLUETTI AC70 isn't just about good looks. Measuring about 12.4 inches long, 8.2 wide, and 10.1 high, I actually found it pretty easy to store in my shed or even the trunk of my car. At 22.5 pounds, it's not totally featherlight, but I personally can carry it in and out of the house without much struggle. I'd say the weight is manageable for most people, although if you're planning to backpack through remote mountains, it might start to feel heavy after a long trek. One thing that stood out the first time I picked it up was how balanced it felt. No awkward shifting around, no annoying sharp edges digging into your hands. The molded handle is legit and makes a big difference when you're moving the station from place to place. Along the top edge, there's a little lip, which in my experience is super handy. I can just set my phone there while it's charging and nothing slides off, which is priceless when you're outside and need both hands free. The front panel is really intuitive too, with a crystal clear LCD display. Even if you're not tech savvy, you can read your usage stats, how much charge you have left, or how long you've got before the AC70 runs out. I remember my first real run with it was a classic summer afternoon, blazing 95 degrees out, and honestly, I was desperate for some breeze at the pool. Plugging in my pretty powerful fan, I noticed immediately on the screen it was drawing about 105 watts. It was an awesome feeling seeing exactly how long I could run that fan before the battery would dip too low. The timer said over 6 hours left, which, honestly, was better than I expected. From my experience, setting up the AC70 was painless. Everything was clearly labeled, and there weren't any confusing buttons or menus. The unit gives 7 easy access output ports on the front and side, including 2 120-volt AC outlets, 100-watt and 12-watt USB-C ports, 2 USB-A, and a 12-volt DC output that looks like your usual car lighter socket. It's the little details like these, a simple input slot for solar, wall, or car charging, that make using this thing a breeze. Plus, the rubber covers actually fit snugly, unlike others that just flop around or never seal tight. One big reason I picked the BLUETTI AC70 is that it's powered by a LiFePO4 battery, which is a lithium iron phosphate battery. For anyone new to this, these batteries have a reputation for lasting much longer than the basic ones you find in old power banks or even a lot of laptops. LiFePO4 batteries offer about 3,000 charge cycles before dropping down to about 80% of their original capacity, so you're looking at years of reliable use if you take basic care of it. In my opinion, the fast charging feature is a real highlight. I don't like waiting around all day for batteries to juice up. The AC70 takes just under 1.5 hours to charge from 0 to full with regular house current, thanks to its 950-watt maximum AC input. I can easily get 80% charge in just 45 minutes. If you have solar panels, which you have to buy separately, you can push in up to 500 watts of clean, renewable solar energy and be ready to go again in about 2 hours if the weather's good. I love the flexibility. If there's a power outage, I can grab this, head to my car, and recharge with the car's 12-volt outlet if I want. Something worth mentioning is the BLUETTI smartphone app. I was honestly skeptical at first. Another app, another sign-in. But the connection via Bluetooth was seamless. Once it's paired, I get to monitor all the info I need: current output, battery level, and even the ability to remotely turn things on and off or switch charging modes. For someone like me who can't sit still and is always forgetting whether I left something plugged in, this is a lifesaver. The most important thing for me, though, is performance. This station will handle a lot. The inverter is solid and delivers 1,000 watts of continuous seat power, and the special power lifting tech lets it briefly handle surges up to 2,000 watts. So if you need to kickstart a bigger device like a blender, a coffee maker, or even a small power tool, you're covered. I tested it with everything from laptops, LEDs, cameras, to my mini fridge when the power went out last month. It ran those things effortlessly. The built-in UPS is super responsive, so you can leave something plugged in, like my old desktop, and if your house power cuts out, The AC70 swaps to battery backup almost instantly. I didn't lose a single file during a mini blackout, and that gives me real peace of mind. One of my favorite features has to be how quietly it runs. The cooling fan ticks on now and then, especially under heavier loads like during a hot afternoon or if I'm charging several things at once, but it mostly hovers around 45 to 50 decibels. Honestly, I barely noticed it outside, and even at night while camping, it blended right into the background. If you've ever been around loud generators, you'll know how much of a difference a quieter station makes. On the flip side, there are a few points I don't love. The total capacity is 768Wh, which is plenty for smaller devices and some larger ones for a while. But if you really want to power high-draw appliances like a big microwave, electric kettle, or run power tools for a long job, you'll probably want something larger. For my use, it's perfect for backup lights, a Wi-Fi router, charging all my small electronics, and even keeping a fridge cold for hours. But you will run out of juice faster if you try to keep heavier devices running non-stop. Another thing I'd point out is that solar panels are not included. That means if you want to use the AC70 entirely off-grid on solar, you'll need to pick up your own panels separately, and that can drive the cost up. For total newbies, picking compatible solar panels or setting them up isn't always as easy as just plugging in a phone, so I'd advise at least watching a setup video if you've never done that before. And for solo camping, the weight might add up. Carrying 22.5 pounds over long distances is no small thing if you have a lot of other gear. One more small gripe. The fan does sometimes kick in a bit louder when you're drawing a lot of power. If you're in a super quiet spot trying to enjoy nature, it might distract you a moment. For most conditions, it's fine, but I'd be lying if I said it was totally silent under heavy use. In conclusion, I genuinely think the BLUETTI Solar Generator AC70 nails almost everything I need from a portable power station. The design is clean, it feels tough, and it delivers steady, reliable power through tons of charging cycles. It's perfect for everything from home backup in short outages to powered coolers during outdoor parties or charging your must-have devices on the go. The learning curve is super mild, so you don't have to be an electrician to get the most out of it. From my personal experience, it's become one of those grab-and-go essentials I now rely on, and I'd recommend this for anyone who wants peace of mind whether at home or while traveling. I do wish it had just a bit more capacity for heavier power users, and I'd like to see included solar panels, but for most purposes it feels worth the investment. I will post full information about the BLUETTI Solar Generator AC70 in the comments section. See you in the following videos.